You ever get the feeling that our history books are missing a few chapters? Like the really important ones?
Get this, the Romans were using nanotechnology in the 4th century. And no, that's not some wild theory, it's a fact. We've found 10 ancient creations that modern science still struggles to fully replicate, things that, by all accounts, just shouldn't exist. And here's the crazy part. These aren't random, one-off mysteries. They actually appear across totally different civilizations and eras. It's a pattern. So let's dive in. All right, first on our list is the Roman dodecahedron. Just look at this thing. It's a mysterious 12-sided copper object from the Roman Empire, dating back to around 100 CE. What's so impressive? Well, they're all over the place, from Wales to Hungary, and they all share this incredibly complex, consistent design. But here's why it's so hard to figure out. There are 0 written records about it, not a single mention. So the big unresolved question is, what was it for? A measuring device? A candle holder? Maybe some kind of religious artifact? Your guess is as good as ours. Next up, from ancient China, we have the south-pointing chariot. Think of it as an ancient GPS with one incredible twist. Its compass was totally non-magnetic. It was impressive because it used this super sophisticated system of gears to keep a figure on top always pointing south, no matter which way the chariot turned. But we can't recreate it because no complete, original chariots have ever been found. The authentic designs are just lost, which leaves us all wondering, how accurate could a purely mechanical navigator have really been? Staying in ancient China, this is a replica of Zhang Heng's seismoscope from way back in 132 CE. It's this beautiful bronze vessel that was designed to detect earthquakes hundreds of miles away. What's so impressive is that historical accounts say it could tell you the direction of a distant earthquake. The problem is the original is long gone, and every modern attempt to rebuild it fails to match that legendary sensitivity. So what was the secret sauce? What was the precise internal mechanism that made it so incredibly sensitive? Okay, let's switch from mechanics to chemistry. This is Maya blue. It's a vibrant, almost electric blue pigment created by the Maya civilization around 300 CE that basically seems to defy time itself. It is unbelievably resistant to acid, weathering, you name it, which is why it's still so bright after more than 1,000 years. We know it's a complicated mix of indigo dye and a special clay, but we just can't nail the exact heating process that makes it so durable. It just begs the question, how did the Maya pull off such advanced chemistry? And speaking of things that last forever, let's talk about Roman concrete. It's the whole reason structures like the Pantheon's dome, which is, by the way, the largest unreinforced concrete dome on the planet, are still standing after 2,000 years. For centuries, nobody knew how they did it. But a recent MIT study finally cracked the code. Turns out, the Romans used a hot mixing technique with quicklime. This created little pockets of reactive calcium that could literally fill in cracks as they formed. In other words, the concrete could heal itself. Okay, let's just pause here for a second. We're 5 items in, and it kind of leads you to a pretty wild conclusion, right? So either ancient humans were far more advanced than we think, or maybe we've just completely misunderstood history.
All right, let's keep going. This pattern continues even into more recent history. For 300 years, the sound of a Stradivarius violin has been seen as the absolute pinnacle of acoustic perfection. Their sound is just unmatched, and for centuries, no one has been able to reproduce it. But now we know it's not just craftsmanship. Analysis shows the wood was treated with a unique chemical cocktail of minerals. The big question is, was this a deliberate recipe for perfect sound, or was it just a really, really effective wood preservative that's now been lost to time? Now, this next one is a game changer. Many people call this the world's first analog computer. Found in a 2,000-year-old shipwreck, this is the Antikythera Mechanism from ancient Greece. It's this incredibly complex system of more than 30 bronze gears that they use to predict eclipses and the movement of planets. It's just astounding. The problem, it's super corroded, and we only have about half of the original mechanism. That leaves us wondering, was this a one-off stroke of genius, or does it represent an entire class of lost Greek technology just waiting to be discovered? From Greece, we're off to 4th century India. This is the Delhi Iron Pillar. It's over 1,600 years old, it's been through centuries of monsoon seasons, and it has almost no rust. I mean, this 6-ton marvel is basically rust-free.
The secret is its high phosphorus content, which came from their ancient smelting process and created a protective film on the surface. We get the what, but the how is still a total mystery. How on earth do they manage the logistics and metallurgy to forge something so massive and so perfect? From rust-proof iron to a legendary steel. Look at this beautiful, watery pattern. It belongs to Damascus steel, a metal that was literally the stuff of legends in the Middle East. The blades were famous for being shatter-resistant, holding a razor-sharp edge, and having these gorgeous patterns. The recipe used a special high-carbon steel from India called woots, but the specific forging techniques died out in the 1700s. We still don't fully understand how they made a material that had properties so similar to our own modern high-tech carbon alloys. And now for a final item, the one that really just rewrites the rules of ancient tech. This is the Lycurgus cup, a 4th century Roman glass vessel. Now check this out. When you shine a light on it, it appears jade green, but when light passes through it from behind, it glows a blood red. How is that even possible? Well, the effect is caused by gold and silver nanoparticles suspended inside the glass. It is, quite literally, ancient nanotechnology. While the Romans somehow created it, they couldn't control it precisely, making each piece unique and the tech short-lived. This brings us to the ultimate, mind-bending question: how did they stumble upon a quantum-level effect they couldn't possibly have understood? You know, it all makes you wonder. Maybe history isn't just this straight line of constant progress. Maybe it's also about loss, about knowledge we once had that's just gone. So I have to ask you, which of these lost technologies do you think would change our world the most?